Nice. And we have another pair of shoes on the court. Curious.
What?
Yeah.
Wow. And they're like cross trainer, maybe runners. What do we got going here? Looks like a little bit.
It looks like casual Nikes? Question mark?
Air Max. Remember like a street shoe.
Dude, watch Nike come out with
They
like
would.
volleyball
They
shoes in
would.
the sand. Like they're like, our R&D doesn't have enough to do. We're actually going to start working on beach volleyball sand shoes.
We're looking for some new categories to implement our brand, right?
Yeah, there's way less regulation with AVPs in the NBA. Like, you know that it's that story of this is when the Nike movie came out, right? And they were saying, you know, it was all shoes in the NBA in the 80s had to be 51% white.
Yes.
Right? And they're like, well, what happens if we don't? And it's like a $50,000 fine. They're like, we'll pay it.
I know. I remember that. Yeah. Who cares? We'll pay it.
Such a baller move, dude.
Yeah.
Stories like that.
And to start with Jordan, it was like the stars couldn't have aligned better with just being like, yeah, we'll pay it, and it's going to be the most popular shoe of all time.
Man, what a wild world, man. The late 80s
Crazy.
were such an amazing evolution of sports capitalism.
It was. And I felt like I was equally like positively brainwashed in every way watching TV and all the commercials and this is so incredible. I have to have that. I got to drink Gatorade. I got to have Jordans. Like, you know?
Yeah, dude. You know how much Sunny D I drank as a kid?
So true. Not the purple stuff. Sunny D.
We're talking about like real orange stuff.
Yeah.
We don't know if it's orange juice, but
Right.
it's not juice.
I love that commercial. Your mom's awesome. We got Sunny D, Sprite, purple stuff. Sunny D.
Yeah. Sunny D. Dude, Capri Sun also had it on lock, dude. They had the commercials in the early 90s, man.
The Kool-Aid man coming to the wall. Oh, yeah.
Dude, absolutely. Like, what is it now, you know? Like, I couldn't even tell you.
Yeah. I don't even
tell you. Like,
Prime,
you got kids. Like, dude,
maybe Prime has been the version of that with, like, the Logan Paul KSI streamers has been, like, the cool new version of, like, the drink that everyone wanted.
Oh, because everyone wants to get sponsored, dude.
Yeah.
They'll sponsor musicians, athletes, teams.
Right.
Like, their legal department is busy.
Yeah, right? Oh.
Busy.
So many contracts and
Oh, my God, yeah.
situations that they're having to do.
Or they're not busy. Speculation. I'm not putting it in the world, just saying it's a possibility. It wouldn't be the first time that people took a shortcut.
Right.
But we are starting up our second match here on live stream. This is the Austin, Texas 1.0 team versus San Antonio. I believe this is the 2's rank, I should say. We have, it looks like, Tommy and Anthony on San Antonio. And then we have Andrew and Big George on ATX's 1.0 team. We're going to have a pretty great matchup here. Big George is the tallest person here at a stellar 7 feet tall. A little less oxygen up there.
I walked by him going to grab a drink of water, and I was like, this guy is for sure, like, felt like a foot taller than me. I was like, wow, this guy's big. With saucy hands. Oh.
Clean. Dude, if they can get a high line shot like that up every time, man, that's going to be tough.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough.
Love it. George's hands in pockets. When I'm not blocking, I'm keeping them warm, toasty warm in my sweats. Just hands in pockets. So smart.
Oh, dude.
Already a veteran on the sand.
So I used to play youth soccer at a really high level before I started playing volleyball at 18. And, man, I was a goalkeeper. And so weather conditions, play hail, rain, shine, didn't matter, right? Soccer, you play on.
Yeah.
And as a goalkeeper, you're just standing there, man. There's no body heat. So my goalkeeper coach, he was Bulgarian, and he would literally tell me, like, put your hands together and put them in your pants.
Yes.
And, like, put them, like, basically just cover the twig and berries, you know what I mean? Like, and just the heat alone would keep your hands from freezing and playing sub-zero temps, like 28-degree, 29-degree temps. It was amazing, and it works. It works.
That's so funny. It does. I used to just put them in my armpits, like throw them in underneath just while we were waiting.
Nasty serve.
And how about the last rally that they had where, I mean, Andrew was all over the place. Ran down the line shot, one-arm scoop, and then they finished with George just standing on 2 in the corner. It's like,
casual.
How frustrating for the other team. Just like, really?
It's a good precedent to set.
Yeah, look, it's effortless for us, and you're freezing, and we're just getting every ball.
Man, Tommy's shoes are just giving me anxiety.
Don't roll the ankle.
Dude, it's like, honestly, it's the same like reaction I get when the guys in indoor show up in low-cut socks.
Yeah, yes, you're like, uh-oh, here we go, another one of these guys. Hopefully he doesn't get hurt. Oh, the delay swat. It was like the kind swat.
Just nice try, young fella.
Yeah, just a little stop sign. I'm not going to throw it in your face and go, ooh, like Ricardo. I'm just going to let it fall off my hand softly.
Kill him with kindness.
Yeah. And just, yeah, you should get him. You guys are adorable as you're just blocking it.
Just Selena him, dude. Pretty good. Leaning to tempo, not my favorite set.
Yeah, that's tough. It's a tough ball to hit against a guy who's got a lot of reps off a fast-moving set indoors. You know, like
True.
I'm more comfortable with that than anything else.
You got a former, Division I middle in George and a former Division I setter in Andrew. These guys are used to tempo game, right?
Yeah,
so that's not unlike maybe some more OG beach guys, right,
Yeah,
that are adapting
right.
to tempo. These guys started with tempo and are slowing their game down to adjust. So I don't know how much tempo will work here. We'll see.
Yeah, that's also been an addition of the World Tour, going back to that, what we talked about before, too, is, that's where it lets guys like that be more of a force immediately because they're like, oh, I'm more comfortable with this kind of style. Even if indoor, if it's a jump set, a quick tempo, like, oh, I'm comfortable with. So it lets those big guys make the transition from indoor to beach much faster.
Well, it's cool to see, like, a lot of those indoor guys pay respects to beach for that reason, too,
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, cats that were in the last Olympics, young guys like Andy Benesh, right? Andy Benesh played, 4 years at USC,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Stellar player, man. I saw him as a kid. My brother would play against him. Used to play for SCVC as a kid, and then puppy dog syndrome
Yes.
from the get-go.
Right.
And then just filled out. But that indoor tempo is second nature to him.
Yes.
Right? And it
Yeah.
made that transition a lot easier, I can only imagine.
Right. Well, that's where you see who are the two most effective blockers was Theo, another middle, UCSB, and then Andy. So it's like, oh, that opportunity for a guy that's a middle that maybe doesn't get to play the whole game all the time in his life now gets to be the complete package because he's got something that's so valuable.
Yeah, incredibly. So we have a early gap here from the ATX 1.0 team. 8 serving 2. San Antonio really struggling off the pass, and it's not producing a second contact to beat a 7-foot block. It just has to be so much cleaner to even have an opportunity. Or you have to get lucky.
You got to get weird and then fire your partner up like, let's just keep staying weird. That's working. That's what Andrew and George are, I think, doing really well, though, compared to even the last game. They're surging with much more intent. I feel like it's a high-level aggressive serve without, having a jump serve and be super physical. Their location and the tempo in which they are serving the ball is creating a lot of stress before they have to deal with George.
Ball goes long. San Antonio has their first reel. San Antonio peeps, give us a shout out. You guys got a real one.
With shoes on. Should be worth 2.
Man.
Come on.
I feel like it should be a deduction. I don't know if it's additive.
Nice little delay on D there.
Reads on both sides.
I'm always interested to see. I always talk because I played with a 7-footer, Ryan Doherty, who was a pitcher and made the conversion over. I always ask him when he hand set. I'm like, it'd be like me trying to set that mini AVP ball all the time. It's actually really hard because it's so small that you only get like maybe your thumb and forefinger on it and barely any of your palm. So it's like, hey, it's like incredible how well you can set for how big your hands are, like baseball gloves. So
Unreal.
I mean, people never give the big guys credit because like, oh, they should just be good because they're like big and they have this huge advantage. It's like, look, there's things that are actually more difficult because of that exact scenario.
100%. The dexterity alone to do that,
Yeah.
Like people joke about Kawhi Leonard in the NBA because the homie's hands are literally bigger than the ball. Like it makes it look like a kid's toy.
Yes,
it's
exactly.
unreal. I'm like, imagine those hands on a volleyball that's smaller. It's insane.
Yeah, that always goes back to like the Shaq at the free throw line. I'm like, no wonder it was hard. He was like shooting a tennis ball. Have you ever tried to shoot a tennis ball? It's impossible.
It's terrible.
Oh, what a scoop! Free ice cream.
I love it.
Deliver.
Okay.
Oh.
I like how San Antonio is still getting second opportunities here. It's not as clean as the first couple points, which I think they need to use for that momentum.
Right.
But Andrew Hillman on the other side, he's going to get every single serve, right?
Yeah.
How many guys are going to start serving the 7-footer? And he's doing a really good job of just not giving any space.
Right.
Stabby.
What a play out of the net. He's sliding around like a six-footer.
And goes wide, question mark? Or was that a
Maybe
touch?
on the line. I think Andrew called it in, but I don't know.
Ah.
I think he pointed down, it was in. The line's just covered in sand, so it's hard to tell. And no one has still fixed the line since the last match, which I feel like I just want to go out there and fix it. It's so hard for me to not let it be straight.
I mean, you could, Casey. You could. There's nothing stopping you. Oh, man. We're not even halfway in, guys. We have a long day, plenty of volleyball coming your way, and some really exceptional athletes braving the cold, braving the weather. Just energy is just like awesome.
Yeah,
I love it. I love it.
It's rad. All surrounding, everyone who's watching behind at all the courts. Got all the rain cover, which is perfect. Yeah, just walking around and cruising. Everyone's just stoked to be here. Rain or shine, they're just all happy.
And we actually are seeing a split block from Hillman and Big George. Big George's like, hang on, fella.
Yeah.
I'm going to play some defense over here.
Listen, yeah, we built the lead. Let me just run a line shot down here.
You need to get some reps.
Yeah.
And Anthony, unfortunately, making 2 unforced errors. I think on his approach, I think he's not seeing George. I think he's taking looks at the defense, and he's just focusing solely on the blocker. He's too concerned about what the blocker's doing. It's making him do things he doesn't want to do.
Yeah. We nicknamed that the Phil factor. Phil's the only guy that really affected how people almost questioned their existence on how they would attack a ball. And you're like, why am I doing that? And so once you start to see success is when you learn to just maybe think about attacking the block, and who cares, and you're not worried about it, and I'm going to change my timing or depth of the set. There's so many things you can do, and I like that you point that out because I feel like he's early trying to take a look, but then having to speed up his arm, and those things are tough to do if you're already kind of rattled with a big block.
Yikes.
Wow. The landing hammer.
Lethal. It's so lethal on so many levels.
The tap jump, chest at the net, bounce. Okay.
That set wasn't a misdemeanor, but the hit was a felony.
And then, I love that. My favorite phrase so far.
It's the patented LJ Luciano phrase.
I love that he just goes hands straight to the pocket after, too, before he even crosses the net. Just, hands are
so
cold.
casual.
It's so good.
Other unforced error from San Antonio. They're really going to need an energy boost right now. If I were them, I would actually go straight to bluemaniaenergy.com. Get myself some caffeine, some taurine, a little bit.
100%.
You don't need that sugar, though, and you definitely don't need that bitter aftertaste. The game has already taken care of the bitterness, right?
Right, it's already bitter. Your partner's bitter enough right now.
Yeah,
so
dude.
Just get rid of that.
You just need that energy boost, my guys. Hit up Blue Mania Energy, BLUmaniaenergy.com. Go check it out. 10% off your first order.
Yeah, this is where I'm having the partner talk. Dude, we're just beating ourselves. We're not even really having to make them play here. Let's just not worry so much about down the road. Let's just make this one side out and get cruising. There we go. We're back. We're fine. We're fine. Let's go.
There it is. Fast arm swing. He didn't have to think there.
Yeah.
He went up and attacked. Wasn't thinking about big block. Made a successful side out. That's the momentum they need. Now they need to get a few reels. Where would you serve here?
Yeah, this is where I'd start to try to cross the middle from different paths, serving locations, but then kind of cross into the middle, Get them like that exact serve there. Just get him to think. Wow, George has a lot of answers. He's got a lot of tools that I didn't think he would have.
He's got a bag.
Wow.
He's got a big bag. And
He's stealthy. And he's in the finance world. I mean, he might be him. I feel like he is him.
He's as close to him as he can, man. When he starts ripping jump serves, he absolutely is him. And we have a net call from Hillman. And Ant just letting that shoulder fly now. Like, why not, young blood?
Yeah, right?
Go get it.
Now just go for the highlight reel that I can chop up after and throw it on Instagram.
Because that's what matters.
Exactly.
It's all about the media content, everybody. It's all about content. Okay, we have a change up here. Finally giving George an opportunity.
There we go. That's the big man.
Off the tape. I like it. Okay.
Oh. Did he hit it before he jumped and then he jumped?
Yeah. I don't know exactly what happened, but I am shook.
Clip that one. That's what I'm going to show to Mom tomorrow.
Clip.
Yeah. Mom, you see my game yesterday? It was live streaming.
Just clean, man. Clean. Nothing too fancy. Actually, no, that was quite fancy. But if you want clean and fancy, you got to go to Clean Beauty Collective, okay?
Perfect.
Clean Beauty Collective. They have exceptionally high quality fragrances. They are not big name brands. They are people who sponsor this community. Go show them some love. They have amazing fragrances, and I believe they have a great return policy as well. So if you don't like it, return it, get what you need, because that patronage is just so important to the sponsor of this community. Go check them out, cleanbeautyproducts.com. Get 15% off your first order.
Yeah, I'm sponsoring George if I'm Clean Beauty. I'm sponsoring George first. I mean, he has remained clean this whole match. He's also playing at the highest level, hands in pocket. This guy's just epitome of just beauty and cleanliness on the court.
No, you got to get him a fragrance that smells like fresh pine. You know,
Yes.
like he's got the tree stature, dude. He just needs the smell.
Yeah, it's kind of a holiday scent. You know what I mean? It's the Christmas tree scent. I love it.
Christmas gift that keeps on giving. Give Big George some fragrance. Somebody buy him fragrance.
Get him a sponsor.
I'm not saying you smell bad, George, but there can be improvement.
Right.
First out-of-system ball here from Andrew
There it
Hillman,
is.
and
Yeah.
San Antonio getting a reel behind the serve, a little momentum here. Again, this is a 1 set to 25 for those joining in, so there is still quite a bit of game here. This is not over.
Yeah, I think that'd be my strategy here, is just kind of try to serve real tough locations, change up from where I'm serving, just try to do. Wow, what a scoop. Caught me mid-sentence. Great little ice cream scoop. Oh,
Man, dude, that's such a crazy ball to hit. You have a high ball to the outside pin. You have a left hand going over shoulder.
Yeah.
The ball's coming from your 270.
Right.
You have to look up. You're not even looking at that block. Hillman handles it really well.
yeah, that's an experienced swing where you just know, listen, my best option if I'm blind or can't see is that high, deep seam.
Yep. Don't try to be fancy and cut balls and bounce, right? Just go high.
Yeah.
Swing hard, like flat, and then you can get a tool.
Yeah, that's what you were saying. He went from a,
Oh
wow,
my- dude.
just carving.
Dude, I'm surprised the ankles didn't snap on those shoes, dude. Like, he took a step inside in that seam and just got.
That reminded me of that. Like that's been Andy Benesh's serve this whole season, is that kind of toss inside and then pick it off or take it and carve down the line.
I'm loving that almost like hybrid height.
Yeah.
Right? And you're seeing a little bit more of it on the beach.
Yes.
It's not quite this long, lengthy, let's wind up and rip, maybe a Reed Pretty style.
Right.
But you have a little bit more of that tempo, and you're not seeing guys rip 100%. You're having them go 80, 85.
Right, and hit
placing
space.
corner.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice and clean, right over the block. And what I do like to see too, Andrew has this serve too. He'll show the flat float on a jump float and then rip top
Yeah, a
spin.
little hybrid. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, little hybrid. Taylor Averill had that on the indoor scene in the Olympics.
He's got a really good one.
Great hybrid. Dude.
Yep.
And I'm loving to see just a mixture of the games come together.
Right, and as a lefty, it's even more confusing. So he's got like a kind of like the triple threat type serve.
They're just having fun now. They're just having fun now. Big George got credit card distance off the floor just to get a jump set in.
Just to call it a jump set. Smart.
Hop set.
We'll have to say the heckling in Texas has been probably like top tier elite whenever we travel. This is the one place that you can't just be safe. You got to be ready. You got to have your mental helmet on because you're going to get heckled and it's going to be a battle on and off the court.
There is no place to hide. You have to accept vulnerability.
Yes.
And you have to accept scrutiny, even at the cost of your ego.
Yes, yes.
And if you can do that, then Austin's pretty great.
Yeah, you're like, oh, he gets it. Good, we like that guy.
Yeah, we like that guy. He takes scrutiny well.
Yeah.
And we have a set point here for Austin, making quick work of the San Antonio team. Unfortunately, San Antonio just not able to get a lot of things going against the Big George block. Really struggled on serve receive, and it just did not bode well for them.
Yeah, this is one of those ones you talk after. It feels like, I feel like we never even really got started yet. Like it's over, and it didn't feel like we ever really started playing.
Yikes, dude. That was the first jump he actually jumped.
Yeah. That was the highest the shoes had gotten, and George, too.
And that's, yeah, man.
That was a nice little leverage. I'm going to jump 2 feet over to the left, but then I'm going to reach back and stuff your low seam.
Oh, my body's here. Psych.
I hate when big guys know how to do that.
It's nasty, bro. Yeah, we'll be back with another one here shortly. I believe we have one more Austin San Antonio, and then we'll pick it up where we left off.